Share and learn mathematics. Enjoy the journey of success. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. Let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching my videos, posting excellent comments and suggestions. Along with that, we also receive questions from you. This is your channel where we provide solutions to your questions. This video is compilation of some very interesting questions received last week. They are all based on quadratic equations. I hope their solution will help you understand the topic better. It includes simultaneous equations also. Let's begin with 2x plus y equals to 7 and x squared minus xy equals to 6. It is set of two equations. We call them simultaneous equations. We need to find the solution, which really mean we need to find the value of x and y. Now, we can use the method of substitution in this particular case, since from the very first equation I can isolate y. So the best way to do it is to first number your equations. So we are calling them equation number 1 and 2. And from our first equation, which is 2x plus y equals to 7, we can write y equals to 7 minus 2x. So that becomes our equation number 3. Now we are going to substitute. So in short, sub 3 in 2. So substitute equation 3 in 2. That is the value of y. And what do you get? Well, we get x squared minus x times. The value of y is 7 minus 2x equals to 6, right? So that becomes your equation. Expand and simplify. So x squared minus 7x plus 2x squared equals to 6. Right. Now, we have a quadratic equation to solve. So let's rewrite this. We get x squared plus 2x becomes 3x squared minus 7x minus 6 equals to 0. At this stage, you could solve in using different methods, using quadratic formula or even factoring. Now, factoring is very simple in this case since we need the product of two numbers, p and q, as minus 18, and we need their sum, pq, p plus q, as minus 7. The two numbers which work are minus 9 and 2. Perfect. So that gives you minus 18 and the sum as minus 7. So we are going to break down minus 7x as shown in the work, which is minus 9x plus 2x. Clear? Minus 6 equals to 0. Now we can factor 3x. We get x minus 3. From the other two terms, 2 is a common factor giving us x minus 3 equals to 0. So x minus 3 becomes a common factor now, and we get 3x plus 2 equals to 0. Now this equation gives us two different solutions for x. One of them is x equals to 3. The other one is x equals to minus 2 over 3. Clear? So that is from the zero principle. You get 0 as a product only if the factors, at least one of them, is 0. Now, since we need to find all the solutions, let us put both to 0. It makes sense, right? Now, for each value of x, you should also find the value of y. That's important, right? So, calculate y, which is 7 minus 2x. So, in the first case, let's write down y as what? So, y will be equal to 7 minus 2 times 3, right? 2 times 3, which is 7 minus 6, which is 1. So y is equal to 1. So that gives you one solution. Let me write the solution here. So I'm trying to provide everything on a single screen. So that really helps. So the solution number 1 for us is 3, the x value, and y value being 1. Now, for minus 2 by 3, if I substitute, what do I get as y? I get y equals to 7 minus 2 times minus 2 over 3, correct? Which is 7 plus, right? When you multiply minus minus, right? 4 over 3. So that is 21, right? 7 times 3, 21 plus 4, 25 over 3. So the second solution is when x is minus 2 over 3, the y value is 25 over 3. You get the idea, right? So we have two different solutions here, which is 3, 1 and minus 2 over 3 and 25 over 3. Now, it could be a good practice if you have time to check your answers using the second equation, right? Now, apply your strategies learned and solve these four questions to follow. After that, we'll have some more equations, quadratic equations for you to solve. Let us now explore these strategies to solve simultaneous equations. We are going to use common methods of elimination and substitution to solve them. In addition, there will be some interesting strategies as you normally find in my videos. Great. So these are the four questions which we are going to solve. You can always pause, answer, and then look into my suggestions. Let's begin with the very first one, which is 4 over x plus 3y equals to 14 and 3 over x minus 4y equals to 23. First step, just label your equations. Following good method is always beneficial. So to eliminate, what can we do? Let us eliminate x, multiply the very first equation by 3 and the other one by 4. Makes sense, right? What do you get? We get 12 over x plus 9y equals to 3 times 4 is 12, 42, correct? And then 12 over x, multiplying this by 4 minus 16y equals to 4 times 3, 12, 2, 1, 4 times 2, 8, and 1, 9. So we get our two equations from where we can eliminate, right? So to eliminate, what am I going to do? We are going to subtract, right? So what are we going to do? We'll do equation 3 minus equation 4. Makes sense, right? So 12 over 12 x, they cancel away. 9y plus 16y. Let me rewrite this. So when you subtract, it becomes 9y plus 16y equals to 42 minus 92. Clear? So 9 plus 16 is 25, and that gives you 50. Friendly number, y equals to 50 over 25. And we get an easy solution as y equals to, sorry, this is minus 50, right? Good. So we get minus 2 as the value of y. Clear? Great. So once we get y equals to 2, we can always substitute in one of our equations, any one. So let's sub in equation 1. So we have what? We have 4 over x plus 3 into minus 2, sorry. 3 into minus 2 equals to 14. So we have 4 over x minus 6 equals to 14. 4 over x equals to 14 plus 6, which is 20. Right. So 4 over x is 20. Cross multiply. So we get 4 over 20 equals to x, which is 1 over 5. Right. So we get our solution. The y value is minus 2 and x value is 1 over 5. Is that clear to you? So that is how you are going to solve this particular equation. So I hope the steps are absolutely clear. Let's move on and look into the strategy for question number 2. Now here we have a unique situation. We have x plus y divided by xy equals to 5. And of course x and y cannot be 0 since you cannot divide by 0. And the other one being x minus y over xy equals to 7. How do we solve this one? So let me rewrite to make it very simple for you. We could write xy with each, right? So x over xy plus y over xy, right, equals to 5. And here we have x over xy minus y over xy equals to 7. Clear? Now x and x cancel, y and y cancel. And so what do we get here is 1 over y plus 1 over x equals to 5. And 1 over y minus 1 over x equals to 7. You see, much simpler equation. It is kind of similar to what we did in our first example, right? So if these equations are 1 and 2, let me call them as 3 and 4. Numbering equation is good for communication. Many times you get marks for communication, right? Now if I add them, so let's add them, right? So add equation 3 and 4. So if I add, you get 2 over y equals to 7 plus 5, 12. Correct? So 2 over y is 12. So we can cross multiply. So 2 over 12 is y, which is 1 over 6. So the y value is 1 over 6. We can now get the value of x by substituting y value of 1 over 6. So let's use the equation 3, right? So we'll sub in equation 3, this value of y. Let's do it on the right hand side. So in equation 3, 1 over y, which is 1 over y plus 1 over x equals to 5. If I substitute y as 1 over 6, it'll be like 6, right? Let me do it in 2 steps. What I'm trying to say is 1 over 6, right? Plus 1 over x equals to 5. Makes sense, right? So it is 6 plus 1 over x equals to 5. So 1 over x is equal to 5 minus 6, which is minus 1, or x is equal to minus 1. Okay? So with that, we get our solution, and clearly the solution is that x equals to minus 1 and y is equal to 1 over 6. Neat. So that is how we are going to solve this particular question. I hope the steps are absolutely clear. So you understand the strategy. You can now apply the same strategy for our next question. It is exactly same, only one value is different on the right hand side. We have a fraction 12 over 35 and 2 over 35. Clear? Great. Well, in case you want to really learn from me and excel, you can always send an email on globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. On the other hand, explore our playlist with thousands of free videos. They can also help, right? Okay, great. So the first step, as I said, was to rearrange, and now we know that x divided by xy is basically 1 over y, and y divided by xy is 1 over x. And this is given to us as 12 over 35. Simple now. And here we have 1 over y minus 1 over x equals to 2 over 35. So what are we going to do? We are going to add them up. Very simple. As soon as we add them up, we get 2 over y equals to 12 plus 2, 14 over 35. Great. Now we can cross multiply, right? So when you cross multiply, you can say 2 times 35 equals to 14y. I'm just writing like this because sometimes it is difficult to visualize, right? And from here we can say what is y equals to, right? Y is 2 times 35 divided by 14. Makes sense? Which is, you can simplify. 2 goes 7 times, right? And 7 goes 5. So y is 5. So we get the value of y equals to 5. Is that clear to you? Once you get y as 5, you can find x from any one of these equations, right? So labeling them helps, as I said. So let's rewrite. Okay, great. 3 and 4, right? So we'll sub y equals to 5 in equation, let's say 4. So we get 1 over 5 equals to, rather let me write minus 1 over x first, equals to 2 over 35. Rearrange, we get 1 over 5 minus 2 over 35 equals to 1 over x. Clear? 35 is the common denominator. Multiplying by 7, we get 7 minus 2 equals to 1 over x, which is 5 over 35. So what do you get as x? Well, x is 35 over 5, right? Or x is equal to 7, right? So we get x equals to 7, y equals to 5 as our solution in this particular case. Clear? So we have broken down each and every step for you to understand. Go through it once again. If there is any doubt, you can also write it in the comments. We are always there to help you. Great. Now, let's look into the next question, which is slightly tricky. It is ax plus by minus a plus b equals to 0, ax bx minus ay minus a minus b equals to 0. So let's call them as our equation. So here is the second question, which is ax plus by minus a plus b equals to 0 and bx minus ay minus a minus b equals to 0. Slightly tricky question. Let's begin by providing them with equation numbers 1 and 2. And now let's rearrange them, right? So we have ax plus by. So those are a and b are constants. So we're taking them on the right side. And we have bx minus ay equals to a plus b. Now, if you want to eliminate x, for example, you have to multiply by b. If you want to eliminate y, you have to multiply it by a, right? So any one thing you can do. So let's eliminate y. So we'll times this equation by, we are going to eliminate y. So we'll multiply this by a and this by b. Is that okay? So what do you get? So multiplying by a, we get a square x plus ab y equals to a square minus ab, correct? Multiplying by b, we get b square x minus ab y equals to a plus b square. So we get our equations 3 and 4. Now clearly we can subtract or rather add the two, right? So let's add them up, right? So we are doing equation 3 plus equation 4. Okay. So as soon as you add, the y terms get cancelled and you get what? You get a square x plus b square x equals to, now this was ab, right? So ab cancel, and when you add it, you get a square plus b square. Now if x is common, then you have a square plus b square on the left hand side also, right? So clearly from here, what is the solution? Well, x is equal to a square plus b square, again divide by a square plus b square, which indeed is 1. So we know x is 1, right? Since x is 1, we can sub this value. X equals to 1 sub in, let's say, our equation number 1 itself. So I'm substituting x equals to 1 in our first equation to get the value of y, right? So the equation is ax plus by minus a plus b equals to 0. I didn't label the other two where I could have substituted, right? So ax is 1, so we get a plus by minus a plus b equals to 0. Now a minus a is 0, so we get by plus b equals to 0. And that means y equals to, let's write by equals to minus b. And so y is equals to minus b over b, which is minus 1. Correct. So we get the value of y as minus 1. So our solution is x is 1 and y is minus 1. Makes sense? So that is how we are going to solve this particular problem. I hope it makes sense. Let us now wind up the video by practicing quadratic formula. It is used when it is slightly difficult to factor the equations, and any quadratic equation can be solved using the quadratic formula. Here are 5 examples for you to explore. Try to solve them and then check the answer in my solution. Thank you. X squared plus 3x minus 18 equals to 0. Now this can be factored and you can find solution using factoring. However, our focus here is to use the quadratic formula, understand how it should be applied, and then find the solution. So if you compare x squared plus 3x minus 18 with the equation, which is general form of quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c, what do you notice? Well, you see that the value of a is 1, the value of b is 3, and that of c is minus 18. Once you have these values, you can apply the quadratic formula, which is x equals to minus b plus and minus square root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So that suggests that we could have two solutions, right? Okay, so let's try to find the solutions for this equation. So we get x as equal to minus of b, so minus 3, plus or minus square root of 3 square minus 4 times a is 1 and c is minus 18. Everything divided by 2 times 1, which is the value of a, right? So let's simplify this a bit. Normally, you just use a calculator and then calculate. But here, 3 square is 9, and you see that minus and minus is plus, correct? So we could add this, and 18 times 4, 18 times 2 is 36, and double that is 72. So let me just write 72. You can use calculator to find the value. Divided by 2. Do you see that? Now, 72 and 9 will give you 18, and the square root is 81, and the square root is 9, right? So from here, you get minus 3 plus or minus. So 81 square root is 9 divided by 2. Now, let us try to find the answer. Also, remember that the question is saying solve quadratic equation using quadratic formula. Round answer to tens, right? That is kind of very important. Rounding answers to tens. I like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. So that gives you actually two solutions. One is minus 3 plus 9 over 2, and the other one is minus 3 minus 9 over 2, right? And that is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. And here we have minus 12 divided by 2, which is minus 6, correct? So what is the answer? We can now write down that x is equal to what? So I'm writing answers here. X is equal to 3.0 because we have to round to the tens, okay? And it is also equal to minus 6.0. Now that is kind of important. So you have to read the question properly. Sometimes it is said leave it as the exact value. So uh, you have to answer the question properly. Otherwise, you might just lose zero point 0.5 marks here. So I hope with this, the concept of applying quadratic formula is absolutely clear. You also notice that b square minus 4ac was positive and we got two solutions. So, okay, let's move on to the next question. You know the concept. Here the equation is 2x squared minus 3x minus 7 equals to 0, and we need to apply the quadratic formula to write down the answer. Well, clearly, a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 3, and c equals to minus 7. So that is the first step. Write down what a, b, c will mean in this particular equation, right? You're comparing basically. And then we'll find the value of x. So x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So minus of minus b, 3, right? Plus or minus square root of b square, which is minus 3 square, right? Minus 4 times a is 2 and c is minus 7, okay? Divided by 2 times a, which is 2. So let's rewrite this. Minus 3 is 3, plus minus square root of 3 square is 9, and 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 7, 56. But two negatives give me one positive. So we have positive 56, correct? Over 4. So that gives you two solutions. One is we have 3 plus square root of 9 plus 56, which is 65, divided by 4. And the other one is 3 minus square root of 65 divided by 4. Now, if you leave like this, it becomes exact solution. However, in this particular case, we want to round the answer to tens, one decimal place. So let's calculate, okay? So what we have is square root of 65, and we have to add this to 3, right? And then divide by 4. So decimal value is 2.76, right? So we could write this as equal to 2.8. You get the idea. The next one here is 3 minus square root of 65. And the whole thing is divided by 4. And that gives you minus 1.265. So 1.3. You get the idea. So we have to round it to one decimal place. That is very important, and that becomes the correct answer. So I hope this concept is clear. You also saw here that b square minus 4ac was greater than 0. So that means we have two solutions. Let's move on and check the next one. So in here, we have 4x squared plus 3x equals to x minus 9. Now sometimes you may have to rearrange since we want to write the equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So bring all the terms together. So we'll write this as 4x squared plus 13x. Bring out x here. And then we have plus 9 equals to 0. Combine the like terms, we get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9 equals to 0. Now we are going to apply the formula and we'll write x equals to minus b means minus 12. So I'm not separately writing what is a, b, and c now. Is it okay? So plus or minus square root of 12 square minus 4 times a is 4, c is 9 over 2 times 4. So that gives you minus 12 plus and minus square root of 12 square is 144, correct? Minus 4ac, right? So 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 9. 16 times 9 is also 144. Divide by 8. What do you see here? Within the square root, we have 0, right? So basically, the answer now is only minus 12 over 8. Do you see that? Because the radical part is 0. B square minus 4ac this time is 0, right? So what we land up here is that b square minus 4ac equals to 0. Now in that case, we have only one solution, 12 by 8 and minus sign. So definitely it's negative, and we are going to divide 12 by 8. To get our answer in decimals, 3 by 2 can be written as 1.5. So now, in this particular case, you observed that b square minus 4ac was 0, and therefore we do not have two solutions, but we have one solution. And you also saw that you may have to rearrange the equation and then solve. Important, correct? So let's now look into the question 4, which is 3x squared minus 2x equals to x squared plus 5. Similar kind of question, rearrange first, right? And then use the quadratic formula to find the answer. Makes sense, right? So let's rearrange. We get 3x squared, bringing x to this side, minus x squared minus 2x, and minus 5 equals to 0. 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared, and we have minus 2x minus 5 equals to 0. Now we'll apply the formula. X equals to minus of b, minus of minus 2 means 2, right? Plus minus square root of b squared, so 2 squared, minus 4 times 2 times 5, minus 5, minus 5, correct. And then divide by 2 times 2. So that gives you 2 plus and minus square root of 4. And see, minus 4ac, right? So minus and minus becomes plus, and it is 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 5, 40. But with a positive sign. You get the whole idea, plus 4. So now we can calculate this answer. We have two different solutions since within the radical square root we have positive 44, right? So we get 2 plus or minus square root of 44 divided by 4, or 2 minus, let me write plus here, right? And minus square root of 44 over 4, right? Let's use calculator to calculate this answer. So 2 plus square root of 44. Since we need a decimal place, right? We need to divide and then find the decimal value. It gives me 2.158, right? So 2.158 will be written as 2.2, right? The next one is 2 minus square root of 44. Now we're going to divide this by 4. So that gives you minus 1.158. Minus 1.158 will be written as minus 1. So it has two solutions, x equals to minus 1.2 and 2.2. Rounding to tenths. Makes sense, right? So the last question is question number 5 for you. Once again, we have equation. You need to rearrange, bring all the terms together. It is minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals to 3 minus 2x. I prefer to keep this term positive, so I'm going to take it to the right side. So I'll rewrite this as 0 equals to, taking to the right side, I get 3x squared minus 2x minus 4, and we have my plus 3 minus 2x here. Let's combine the like terms. We get 3x squared minus 2x minus 2x is minus 4x, and minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1, correct? Now we can apply the formula b squared minus 4ac. So we get x equals to minus b, which is 4 plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac means 4 squared, minus 4 times 3 times minus 1, correct? Divide by 2 times 3. So we get 4 plus minus square root of 4 squared is 16, and this is 4 times 3, 12, right? Over 2 times 3 is 6, right? So we have two different solutions. One is 4 plus square root of 12 plus 16, which is 28, over 6. And then we have 4 minus square root of 28 over 6, correct? Now you can use calculator to find answer to one decimal place. So 4 plus square root of 28. We are going to divide this by 6. and we get a value 1.54, so it is 1.5. Now, let us calculate 4 minus square root of 28 divided by 6. It gives us a negative value, negative 0.2, when rounded to one decimal place. So I hope with this you have understood clearly how do we apply the quadratic formula to find solution of any quadratic equation. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, it'd be great. Thanks for your valuable time and all the best.